Alright, boys, today we're going to be breaking down Galbrena and checking out her kit. Kuro has given us the opportunity to check out her kit and everything it does, so I really want to break it down. But before we do that, I really want to take a look at her Combat Resonator Showcase because people have been saying it actually looks pretty damn good. So let's go ahead and hop on in and see what Kuro cooked for us. Kuro Games. Oh. The graphics look kind of weird. Hey, yo! Okay. Oh, okay. Why is she aura farming in every single scene?
Galbrena, ready to join the hunt.
Oh, okay. Woo! Oh, okay.
Let's settle the score.
She's so fire. Woo!
By my trigger. Enter Hell's Gate.
Scorches to
Rise from Hellfire.
Bro, let's be honest. We can say what we want about Galbrena. You could be skipping her or anything, but they cooked when it comes to her visuals.
Tainted Hellfire.
devour them all.
Bro, she's so toned. She looks so good.
Who's my next prey?
Did you see the Saints painting?
Oh.
It really opened up their coffers.
Oh. Okay.
The usual.
This is the upfront. Finish the job
Just
and
tell me. Is it a...
She's a G, bro. Straight up. Just tell me who I gotta slay, and we gon' slay him with no problem whatsoever. She's a straight up G, bro. Straight up. I really like her character. And I love her belly, bro. That shit toned as hell. It look good. Alright, but now, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta move on over and talk about Galbrena's kit because Kuro have blessed us. This is probably the last bit of information we're gonna get before her release. We are gonna get her Resonator trailer, but for now we have her entire kit. And there's a lot of people talking about it. Some are saying it looks bad, some are saying it looks good. So we're gonna break it down, we're gonna talk about it. And I myself want to see what they have to offer. So without further ado, let's hop on in. First off, look at that belly, bro. Look at that stomach, bro. Looks good, man. God damn, Galbrena. The Fiend of Ever-Burning Flame, the Discord Slayer. Call me what you want. I'm gonna call her mommy. Just point me to the monsters. Okay. Alright, here you have all the stuff you need to prepare and start getting for her. So, pretty damn good. We do have the Curse of the Abyss. That's gonna be, you know, an upcoming material. And she does have the combat roles of main damage dealer and heavy attack damage. So, once again, a nice little main damage dealer and heavy attack damage is going to be one of her main damage typings. Now, when it comes to the normal attack, deals fusion damage. Heavy attack, consume stamina to deals fusion damage. Mid-air attack, press normal attacks to consume stamina to perform plunging attack when in mid-air, dealing fusion damage. Hold normal attack to continuously consume stamina to launch a barrage of shots at targets below, dealing fusion damage. No shit. Dodge counter, press normal attack right after a successful dodge to attack the target, dealing fusion damage. Okay. The Resonant skill. Edge Transcended. Charge forward, dealing fusion damage. This is one of those things that I like about the current character rosters and the recent characters. They have a lot of ways to gap close, and this is really good for characters because currently our enemies have been moving quite a bit, ladies and gentlemen. So this is pretty damn good, and it allows her to be very, very good in the long run. Resonant skill, Ascent of Malice. At full Synth Flame, Resonant skill is replaced with Resonant skill, Ascent of Malice. Slash at enemies with her wings, dealing fusion damage. Upon casting this skill, Galbrena enters Demon Hypostasis. Synth Flame is converted into an equivalent amount of Purging Flames. Okay. Resonance Liberation. Right here, she look good. She got the snake all across her back and up in the gun. Attack the target and deal fusion damage. Gain damage multiplier increase for various enhanced moves during Demon Hypostasis. So that's a very important thing to know. Learn your modes when it comes to her gameplay. Forte circuit. This is where it's going to get juicy, chat. Beyond the threshold. By default, Galbrena is in threshold state, and in this state she accumulates After Flame and Sin Flame. Demon hypostasis. While in demon hypostasis, basic attacks, heavy attacks, mid-air attacks, dodge counter, and resonance skill are enhanced. During this period, attacks consume purging flame on hit. While in demon hypostasis, the more After Flame Galbrena has, the more damage enemies take from various enhanced moves. When purging flame depletes, Galbrena exits demon hypostasis automatically. Hellstride. Press dodge while in combat action to deal fusion damage. This skill does not interrupt the hit counter of basic and heavy attack stages. Okay. Burning Drive. Casting intro skill. Hellstride enhances basic attack stage 4, and all resonance skill increases Galbrena's attack and resistances to interruptions within a certain period of time. So far, it seems pretty straightforward, honestly. Seems pretty damn straightforward, pretty easy to understand. Forte gauge, After Flame, and Sin Flame. While in the threshold state, Galbrena recovers After Flame when nearby resonators in the team cast Echo skill. Echoes with the same name can only trigger this effect once. This effect resets while Galbrena exits Demon Hypostasis. All After Flame is removed upon exiting Demon Hypostasis. While in threshold state, hitting an enemies with various skill types recovers Sin Flame. So from what I'm seeing so far, it's going to be a very easy, mechanic to keep up her demon hypostasis, to overall do her rotations and deal her damage. It doesn't seem as complex as some of the other characters we've gotten, and overall it just seems pretty damn straightforward. Let's go on ahead and see what her intro skill has to offer. Intro skill, Hellflare Overload. Attacks the target dealing fusion damage. Okay, continues to be very straightforward. What about her outro skill? Ashen Pursuit. Attack the target dealing fusion damage. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you, she's a very straightforward character. She sounds pretty easy to understand for most people, and so far she seems pretty straightforward with her entire kit. So I have no problem with any of that. I will say, from what we're seeing, she is going to be dealing some pretty good damage, and her rotations are gonna be still to be tested, but it seems that she's gonna just get her damage rolling relatively fast. Now, I will tell you, I personally have played with Galbrena, not myself, but we've been in there testing Galbrena, and she is exactly as they're describing her, as you guys have seen so far. She's a very straightforward character. She jumps into the fight and she's instantly dealing her damage. She's able to get the stacks on not only herself but also her echo set and all that good stuff relatively quickly. Moving on over to the combat guide. When resonators in the team cast Echo skill, this is very important because it's a big part of her kit. Galbrena obtains Afterflame, which increases the damage dealt during the next demon hypostasis. Press dodge during combat actions to cast Hellstride. Casting this skill increases Galbrena's attack and resistance to interruption within a certain period of time, and does not reset the attack cycle in action for a short time. Okay, pretty standard. While in threshold state, Galbrena accumulates Sin Flame when her attacks hit a target. When Sin Flame reaches 100 points, press Resonance skill to enter Demon Hypostasis. In Demon Hypostasis, 100 points of Purging Flame are obtained by consuming all available Sin Flame. Okay, so 100 points and 100 points here. Pretty normal, pretty good. While in Demon Hypostasis, the more Afterflame Galbrena has, the more damage enemies take from various enhanced moves. So far, that seems just very straightforward. I'm telling you, I'm really liking the fact that even though I'm not going to be maining this character, if people are just hopping in, she is going to be a character that seems pretty basic to play. And we're going to go deeper into the characters you can run with her. So that's another good thing, that she does have a lot of options. And a lot of other characters don't usually have as many options to still be out here dealing some pretty damn good damage. Skills, normal attack, Slayer's Trigger. Basic attack, performs up to 4 consecutive attacks dealing fusion damage. Basic attack stage 1 to 3 damage are considered as heavy attack damage, okay? And basic attack stage 4 damage as echo skill damage. So once again, we're here focusing on her main damage typing, which is going to be heavy attack damage and echo skill damage. Now, when it comes to this particular scenario, the echo skill damage part of things, that's a little bit more iffy when it comes to characters you can pair her up with, because we don't have a wide roster of units that offer echo skill damage buffing. So keep that in mind when it comes to this particular character, even though there are other units that I'm going to talk to you guys about that you can pair with her to do some pretty good damage. Press normal attacks right after performing basic attack stage 4 to perform basic attack stage 2. Heavy attack, volley of death. That's when you see her at the top doing the whole spinny Rooney. Consume stamina to attack the target and perform up to 3 consecutive attacks, dealing fusion damage. Stage 3 damage is considered as Echo skill damage. Once again, we're going back to Echo skill damage. So from what I'm seeing, she is going to deal quite a bit of Echo skill damage. Press normal attack right after performing heavy attack, volley of death, stage 1 to perform basic attack stage 2. Press normal attack right after performing heavy attack, volley of death, stage 2 to perform basic attack stage 3. Just basic stuff. I know when you guys hear some of these things, y'all are over here thinking it's actually really complex. It's not. It's pretty damn basic. In particular, this seems pretty straightforward, right? Mid-air attack, Ash Falls Barrage. When in mid-air, press normal attack to consume stamina to perform a plunging attack dealing fusion damage, considered as heavy attack damage. While in mid-air, hold normal attack and continuously consume stamina to launch a barrage of shots at the target below. Once again, the little spinner-rooney attack. Dealing fusion damage, considered as heavy attack damage. If Galbrena does not land when interrupted during the barrage, she cannot immediately cast this skill again. Okay, so from what I'm understanding from that is, you know the little spinner-rooney attack? You pretty much can't continuously be at the top and then recast it and continue spinning at the top. You're going to have to land and then do it again, right? Release normal attack during the barrage to cast plunging attack. Press normal attack right after casting plunging attack to cast basic attack stage 3, which as we know, all of these are going to be pretty much heavy attack damage and echo skill damage. Dodge counter, blood for blood. Press normal attack right after a successful dodge to attack the target, dealing fusion damage, considered as heavy attack damage. Press normal attack right after casting this skill to cast basic attack stage 4. Pretty straightforward, right? Resonance skill, Edge Transcended. Resonance skill, Encroach. Dash forward and leap into the air, flip backwards upon hitting the target, dealing fusion damage, considered as heavy attack damage. So once again, that's going to be the bread and butter for Kit. So for those of you that are thinking if you can run her with some heavy attack damage buffers, you can. You indeed can. Resonance skill, Ascent of Malice. Upon reaching 100 points of Sin Flame, Resonance skill is replaced with Resonance skill, Ascent of Malice. Slash at enemies with her wings, dealing fusion damage, considered heavy attack damage. Upon casting this skill, Galbrena enters Demon Hypostasis. Sin Flame is converted into an equivalent amount of Purging Flame and can be followed by a basic attack, Seraphic Execution, stage 2. Resonance Liberation, Hellfire Absolution. I'm not even gonna lie, some of these names for her attacks are absolutely insanely cool. Attack the target and deal fusion damage, considered echo skill damage. Gain 85% damage multiplier increase for basic attacks. Seraphic Execution's heavy attack, Flame Wing Verdict mid-air attack, Hell Sent Barrage, and dodge counter. Purgatory Scourge for 14 seconds while in Demon Hypostasis. So that's a pretty nice increase to all those things while she's in Demon Hypostasis. So once again, you're going to get a big portion of your attack from that. But from what I'm seeing from her kit, you're going to be able to hop into it like that. Like very, very quickly. You're going to be able to hop into that state and start dishing out pretty damn good damage, right? Press normal attack after casting Resonance Liberation to cast basic attack stage 2 while in Demon Hypostasis. Cast basic attack Seraphic Execution stage 2 instead. Can be cast in midair close to the ground. Forte Circuit. Oh boy, the Forte Circuit. Y'all know they be yapping when it comes to the Forte Circuit. Beyond the Threshold. Threshold state. By default, Galbrena is in Threshold state, and in this state, she accumulates After Flame in Sin Flame. So by default, she's already in the Threshold state, and she's accumulating After Flame and Sin Flame. Demon Hypostasis. While in Demon Hypostasis, basic attack, heavy attack, volley of death, mid-air attack, all of these type of things are replaced with basic attack, Seraphic Execution, heavy attack, Flame with Verdict. So pretty much she's going to have all of her names and abilities kind of change when she's in Demon Hypostasis. So keep that in mind. And during this period, Ravage, which would be consumed on hit. While in Demon Hypostasis, every point of After Flame increases the damage of basic attack. Seraphic Execution, heavy attack, Flame with Verdict, mid-air attack, Hellsent Barrage, Resonance Skill, Ravage, and dodge counter. Purgatory Scourge by 1.5% up to 60%, which is removed upon exiting Demon Hypostasis. To make it simple, Demon Hypostasis, you go into that mode, you burst down the enemy as fast as possible, you get all these buffs, all your abilities are going to be enhanced, you're going to be dealing as much damage, and then it'll all be removed once you exit Demon Hypostasis. Pretty damn simple, pretty normal when it comes to the way a lot of these other characters work. When Purging Flame depletes or after staying in Demon Hypostasis for over 50 seconds, Demon Hypostasis ends automatically. So once you do all your damage, all your rotation, and you pretty much your Purging Flame depletes, you're going to get out of it. Or if you're on it for 50 seconds, it'll end automatically. Pretty normal. Basic attack, Seraphic Execution. Performs up to 5 consecutive attacks. That's actually huge, the fact that her basic attack, Seraphic Execution, is performing up to 5 consecutive attacks, dealing fusion damage. Consume Purging Flame on hit, dealing 1 to 3 damage are considered heavy attack damage, and stage 4 and 5 are echo skill damage. She's going to be a very interesting character when it comes to the way you build her, because like we said earlier, there's not really a lot of ways to buff that echo skill damage. There are some ways, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be her weapon, and I'm pretty sure it's the echo set that's going to work with her, which we will talk about in a second. But heavy attack is going to be able to be buffed quite a bit, so quite interesting when it comes to that, right? Moving on over to heavy attack, Flame with Verdict. Consume stamina to attack the target and perform up to 3 consecutive attacks, dealing fusion damage. Consume Purging Flame on hit. Stage 3 damage is considered echo skill damage. I'm telling you, when you look at all of these things, everything is considered echo skill damage or pretty much heavy attack damage. So just keep that in mind. You guys can read this. Pretty damn straightforward. Mid-air attack, Hell Sent Barrage. This one's a very interesting attack because it looks like it's going to be a big part of her rotation. Is going to be able to get her going relatively quickly. And I wonder why they didn't allow us to just chain them together. I don't think it's going to be like that insane, but hey, maybe it just looked wonky. While in midair, press normal attacks and consume stamina to perform aerial attacks, dealing fusion damage, considered heavy attack damage, consume Purging Flame on hit. While in midair, hold normal attack and continuously consume stamina to launch a barrage of shots at the target, dealing fusion damage, considered heavy attack damage, blah, 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 blah. It's just the same thing. She cannot immediately cast this skill again. That's the main thing you guys got to know regarding this thing. Once you do it, you can't chain it right after each other back to back. You're going to have to like either land or do the plunging attack to then go back into it if that's what you really want to do. If you're feeling like Dante, right? Dodge counter, Purgatory Scourge, press normal attack right after a successful dodge to attack the target, dealing fusion damage considered as heavy attack damage. Press normal attack right after casting this skill to cast basic attack, Seraphic Execution 4. Resonance skill, Ravage. Dash forward and leap into the air. Flip backwards upon hitting the target, dealing fusion damage considered heavy attack damage. Consume Purging Flame on hit. Resonance skill, Ravage, and Resonance skill, Encroach share a cooldown. Okay, so they do share a cooldown, obviously, like most other attacks that are similar. Hell Stride. Press dodge on the ground while casting Galbrena's own skills to cast Hell Stride to deal a fixed amount of fusion damage considered basic attack damage that does not bear any effect from damage buffs. Okay. Hellstride can trigger successful dodges. Hellstride cannot be cast consecutively. Casting this skill does not reset the attack cycle within a short period of time. That's kind of interesting. Burning Drive. Casting intro skill Hellstride, normal attack, Seraphic Execution. Basic attack stage 4. Resonance skill Encroach. Resonance skill Ascent of Malice. And Resonance skill Ravage increases Galbrena's resistance to interruption and attack by 20% for 4 seconds. You guys know me. I'm not a big fan of them short, timed buffs. 4 seconds is relatively short, but gaining resistance to interruption is kind of nice. I do like that. A lot of characters have, big windows where they can be interrupted, so we're really going to have to see how that works. Afterflame. Galbrena can hold up to 40 points of Afterflame while in Threshold state. Galbrena recovers 8 points of Afterflames when Resonators in the nearby team cast Echo skill. Okay. Echoes with the same name can only trigger this effect once. This effect resets when Galbrena exits Demon's Hypostasis. All Afterflamers remove upon exiting Demon Hypostasis. Normal shit. Sin Flame. Galbrena can hold up to 100 points of Sin Flame while in Threshold state, hitting an enemy with basic attacks, heavy attack, volley of death, blah, 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 blah. Recovers Sin Flame. Alright. Intro skill Hell Flare Overload. Attack the target and deal fusion damage. Hold normal attack after casting this skill to cast heavy attack Volley of Death stage 2. While in Demon Hypostasis, cast heavy attack Flamewing Verdict stage 2 instead. Press normal attack right after casting this skill to perform basic attack stage 2, which is replaced with basic attack Seraphic Execution stage 2 if Galbrena is in Demon Hypostasis. Outro skill Ashen Pursuit. Attack the target dealing fusion damage equals to all it is of Galbrena's attack. Now, her inherent skill, let's see. Oathbound Hunt. 1 stack of Fated End is inflicted on the target when the following skill hits. And then you have all the skills right here, a whole bunch of the skills. Ravage and Resonance Liberation, up to 4 stacks. Each stack amplifies the damage directly dealt by Galbrena's normal attack. Damage amplification is really good, and it can go up to 4 stacks, which is actually really damn good. Resonance skill, Forte Circuit, Resonance Liberation, intro skill, and outro skill by 5% for 5.5 seconds. That's a whole lot of damage amplification from that inherent skill. That's really good. The same type of skill can trigger this effect on the same target once every 5 seconds. Resonance skill Encroach and Resonance skill Ravage are considered the same type of skill. So, hey, yo, that's actually really good. I do enjoy that type of thing on her inherent skill. Now, her second inherent skill, Sin Feaster. Casting basic attack stage 4, basic attack Seraphic Executioner stage 5, heavy attack Volley of Death stage 3, and heavy attack Flame Wind Verdict stage 3 recovers 10 points of stamina. Now, from what we're seeing, right, this was a whole lot of yapping right here. This was a whole lot of yapping. I know a lot of people might not even like, bro, y'all lost me when you started yapping, but I'm gonna just keep it simple. You're gonna be pretty much rotating into your Galbrena, doing a couple of her basic attacks, boom, you're into your stage. You do your rotations relatively quick from what I'm seeing in her kit. You're gonna go into her actual mode. Devil Trigger is what we'll call it. You'll deal all her damage. You'll get out of your mode. You'll rotate out. Pretty damn simple. Once she drops, we'll have an entire, stream, several streams testing her rotations and all of that. But what I can tell you is from personally seeing her gameplay, she does seem very simple. Don't let all of this actually confuse you, because I gotta be honest, she does seem like one of the most straightforward characters so far, right? Now, there's something I want to talk to you guys about. When we talk about characters that you can go ahead and pair with her, there is several options. Yes, you're going to want to pair her up with Shi Yuan. Shi Yuan is going to be her absolute best in slot character, but you can pair her with Yuno. Yuno is going to be a decent pairing with her. She's going to increase that damage quite a bit. You do have Shorekeeper, which always gets paired up with these type of characters, especially now that they're doing the whole 1-2 combo. So Shorekeeper is going to be there. Yuno can be paired with her, and then obviously the old reliable Mortefi is going to be able to be paired up with her. Now, that's just a straightforward partners, but there is more to her. You are going to be able to run her as a dual DPS with Shang Li. Shang Li, as we know, is very quick swappable. Galbrena has very fast-paced gameplay, so you can run her with Shang Li. Shang Li is going to be able to go in and out. She's going to be able to buff a bit, right? Because we all know that Shang Li kind of works that way. And she's overall going to deal that extra bit of damage if you decide to not pull Shi Yuan. Now, there's another character you can also rotate into here, which is the homie Brant, another fusion character that once again is going to be able to pair pretty damn good with her, offer her some, even if it's not the best, some buffs, and deal his own bit of damage. Now, you can also pair her up with Lupa if you so desire, get a little bit of buffs from her, and deal a little bit less damage than the other two options, but you can slot her in there. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you guys is she can have a spot in a mono fusion team if you so desire. Now, I'm sure there's going to be other characters you can pair her with, but from the testing we've done, these are the characters that pretty much work the best with her. But once again, Shi Yuan is going to be her best in slot partner. Now, I just want to let you guys know, she is a very strong character. At S0, from what we tested on her, she was out there as one of the strongest DPSs in the game. At S0, with her and Shi Yuan, she was neck to neck, sometimes even faster than Augusta, than Cardathea when it came to clearing all sorts of endgame content. She's really fast to build up her damage. She's not like a character like Cardathea or Augusta that you gotta like build up their stacks, and it takes quite a little bit to actually get into their main damage sources. Galbrena goes quick. You rotate into her, and by the time you rotate into her, you do a couple of things, boom, you're ready. You're dealing big damage. Very, very good character. Can't wait to see when we actually get her and we test her out to see what she brings to the table, ladies and gentlemen. But for now, let me know what you think about Galbrenicus in the comment section below. Will you be pulling for this character, or will you be skipping her? That's going to be it for the video. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.